Please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. My name is Murphy Alexa, one of the salutatorians of the class of 2023. I would just like to begin by thanking everyone who is here today, whether it is for a child, grandchild, niece, nephew, or other. Your support is greatly appreciated by each and every one of us on this very important day. And without many of you, these last 4 years may not have been the same. Our high school experience was certainly unforgettable. Some might say that high school years are some of the toughest years of one's life, and for our class, that holds true. Freshman year began with excitement and a new sort of freedom that was suddenly cut short by an unexpected worldwide pandemic masked as an extra long spring break. As we approached sophomore year, we were ready to try again, wearing masks and social distancing. Unfortunately, this was not enough to stop COVID from interfering with our homecoming and other sophomore year events. Then we reached junior year, the toughest of them all, where we attended our first prom, took our SATs, and were hit with the realization that we were almost seniors. Now we're here, senior year, at the very end. This year has had its ups and downs just like any other, but this time they felt a little different. We had our last homecoming, our last prom, our last high school exam week, and our last march through the schools that raised us. This year is the one that allowed us all to reminisce on what our lives have been like so far and what we hope they will become. Through these adversities and tough times, we have made it together, the class of 2023. This is the day we've been dreaming of. For me, this day could not be more perfect, surrounded by family, friends, and classmates. Throughout high school, I have pushed myself to the highest possible academic limits, not to speak at graduation, not for bragging rights, but to make myself and those around me proud. My performance in school has always been something I highly value and hold pride in. This has opened up many amazing pathways for me and given me so much knowledge, but it did not come without sacrifice. The late nights with friends were sacrificed for late nights studying at home. The fun blow-off classes were sacrificed for AP and LCC credits that would give me an advantage in college, and the stable schedule was sacrificed for a mentally draining one. Looking back on all of this, on the years I've spent in high school and the ways I chose to spend them, I would not change a thing. I had doubts about whether the work I had put in was worth it. I questioned whether these overloaded schedules would ever truly benefit me, but I also had goals for myself that I would not fail to achieve, and for that, I would consider my high school years successful. Success, however, does not only come academically. Whether you plan to pursue a degree, attend a trade school, or join the workforce, you can be successful. It will not always be easy. No matter what path you take or what plans you already have lined up, there will always be bumps in the road. It is important, though, that you do not let these failures, insignificant disturbances, or distractions disrupt you from achieving your goals. Failure will never define you as long as you choose to push through, and the class of 2023 has proven to be capable of that time and time again. Like many of us here, I would not be the person I am today without the people that surround me. I could not be more thankful for the amazing support system that I have been surrounded by my entire life. And I would like to first thank my parents, my rocks, and most importantly, my biggest role models in life. Additionally, I would like to thank the rest of my own family and those families that I have become a part of who never failed to remind me that they are proud and that my hard work was worth it, as well as the teachers that have assisted me in achieving my goals and reminded me to keep pushing. I would also like to thank the friends I have built these 4 years who have inspired me, supported me, and been there for me no matter what. Most notably, I would like to thank my best friend, Katie, who has kept me grounded when I felt like quitting and offered the glass half full perspective whenever she knew I needed it. One final thank you goes to 2 people I strive to make proud each and every day, my grandma and grandpa Alexa. They're not here with us today, but they have made such a significant impact on my life, and I know they are watching over me today. I have learned so many lessons from both my time with them and the time that they have been gone, and they have truly become inspirations in my life. So I would like to encourage you to find someone or something that inspires you in life and allow that to guide you through any adversity you may face. Because with the right motivation, each and every one of you is capable of anything you put your mind to. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Good afternoon. Thank you, parents, grandparents, faculty members, administration, and distinguished guests for being here today to celebrate the Ovid-Elsie class of 2023 graduation. February 24th, I found out that I would be named valedictorian of the class of 2023. I'm usually not one to procrastinate, so I got to thinking about what I would say when I got the opportunity to speak at our graduation. I quickly got stuck as I struggled with the idea of what it truly meant to be the valedictorian of one's class. Nothing needed to be written on February 24th, so I was in no rush. When I was offered ideas about what to write about today, I was told to do a class reflection or offer advice. Yet I know that my life experiences have not put me in a position to offer something to the class that they do not already know. While reflecting on my years in high school, I found out I learned more things from my peers on how to live healthy, fulfilling, successful lives. Basically, I ruled out the only 2 possible options I had, leaving me desperate and holding on to a small string of hope that I would get this speech done before graduation began. I thought my idea for a spectacular speech would swiftly come together in a burst of creativity once I got some insight from people who really knew me. However, as I began to talk to more and more people, like my teachers and counselor, I soon realized that I was not the only one lost and confused about this seemingly prestigious award. I learned that colleges do not really care if one is valedictorian of their class. I can personally say that I have received no boost in scholarship money since being named valedictorian. I also learned that one's GPA does not define their intelligence. If being a part of the Quiz Bowl team for the last couple of years taught me anything, I am without a doubt not the most intelligent person in this class. In taking AP courses, my teachers emphasized how our understanding of the material was infinitely more valuable than the grade we received in the class. I also learned that getting the highest GPA in the class or becoming valedictorian is an act of luck, fate, and destiny. I was raised in a family that prioritized great grades. My older sister took challenging courses and succeeded. In my never-ending quest to achieve her role as the favorite child, I made sure to follow in her footsteps. I am privileged to be born into a family where I did not have to work a job throughout the entire school year. I had time to focus on school and excel. Additionally, I consistently pushed myself beyond my limits and loaded my schedule to the point where only an act from a higher power could pull it all together and wrap it up in a nice bow I like to call an A. Basically, being valedictorian is something that is at least partly predestined. There's loads of work ethic involved, but before we even reach high school, the race is narrowed to only a few select people that will have everything work out for them and in their favor when it comes to academic work. In essence, becoming valedictorian goes directly against the ideals of the United States of America, where we all strive to create a fair and equal opportunity for all. This left me in a rut, wondering what to say on May 21st, today, and what being valedictorian even means. It left me wondering what gave me the honor to speak at graduation as opposed to the other 103 students in the class. To find the meaning in the word valedictorian, I went to the root of the problem and looked up the definition of the word itself. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the word valedictorian means the person that is at the top of the class and delivers the valedictorian address at graduation. I'm giving the valedictorian address today, but other than my GPA saying I am at the top of the class, nothing else truly shows that I am. Especially in a class as academically competitive as this one, several other individuals could have been up here giving this speech. Being at the top of the class means a plethora of different things. Having the highest GPA today does not determine my success tomorrow or in 10 years. Having the highest GPA does not mean I have the social skills, work ethic, or perspective necessary to succeed in the real world. Everyone has different priorities and goals. My family pushed me into forming the goal of being the highest achieving academically. However, different families value different things like character, work ethic, and so much more. These goals are just as valuable and arguably more valuable than having the highest GPA and are worthy of being awarded. Today, some would say I'm at the top and get the opportunity to address the class. However, 10 years from now, somebody different will be on the top. Somebody else will be more successful, and somebody else will be happier. Today, we all achieved the same goal. We all graduated. We all should be awarded. I think it is my duty as one of the speakers today to point out the other people who are at the top of this class and did not get the same opportunity as I did to speak. I would now like to take a moment to address those in the class who are at the top. To those that focus on sports and know firsthand the teamwork and work ethic necessary to reach a goal, you are on the top because these skills will help you in whichever future endeavor you choose. To those that took classes with Mr. Smith and Miss Kellogg and built real, tangible skills and harnessed their talents into something that is marketable today and a hobby forever, you are also on the top. To those that focused on building relationships and friendships throughout high school, the lessons you learned in these 4 years about what people make you happy, how to maintain happy and healthy relationships, and the connections you have will take you far in life or to the top. To those that had to work at least part of the time while in high school, your real-world experience, work ethic, and work-life balance are going to bring you prosperity in life and lead you to the top. To those that were a part of the band, your ability to play your instrument and work with others will help you in your future careers and give you a hobby to take with you. These together will help you thrive in the real world and take you to the top. To those that made an effort to do acts of kindness by complimenting or doing other kind gestures will find fulfilling lives and be at the top. To those that accepted their limits with school and didn't feel the need to push beyond to have a crippling workload, you will be prepared and not as burnt out as you head into the next chapter of your life. You are at the top of the class. To those that participated in the drama club, your courage to perform in front of your peers in large audiences is something most of us will never possess. These skills you learn by prioritizing drama will take you to the top. To those that took challenging classes and potentially saved thousands of dollars in their post-secondary education, your dedication and motivation will help you succeed and thrive in the real world. In other words, you'll be on the top. I tried to think of everyone in my class and clump them to one of these groups. However, I think that what I think of each person and what the world thinks of each person is different from what they think of themselves. We are allowed to change, grow, and adjust our priorities. We are each our own individual, unique person. We will achieve our goals according to our priorities, and we will be successful in our own way and be at the top. With that, I would like to reintroduce you to the Ovid-Elsie class of 2023, the class where everyone is on top in one way or another, the class of valedictorians.
Let's hear it for the band one more time. And let's hear it for the class of 2023. You can do better than that. Thank you to the band, and thank you, Alexis and Murphy. Alexis, if we ever needed a reason to revisit never awarding a valedictorian again, you gave the perfect speech for it. That was great. Thank you. Thank you to all of our guests and parents and grandparents, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, and neighbors for being here on the special day to celebrate the class of 2023. You play an important role in helping these graduates fulfill their dreams and opportunities. So thank you so much for making the investment in them. Your return on investment will last a lifetime. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment and anyone that has ever worked or currently works at Ovid-Elsie area schools as a teacher, a coach, paraprofessional, a secretary, custodian, bus driver, mechanic, a recess aide, administrator, a board member, or any other employee that I may have forgotten, please stand at this time. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for playing a role in helping these seniors reach this milestone in their life today. You make this a great place to work and raise a family. You make this an amazing school district, and we appreciate all you do. Thank you. Seniors, it's important to know the life milestones and to take a moment to celebrate them. As you receive your diploma today for 13 years of commitment to education, you don't just earn the first certificate that proves you can learn. You receive a diploma that represents so much more. In today's world, a high school diploma means you've earned the right to start changing your life and the life of those around you, and you get to start playing a role in our society. This year's class, I have two pieces of advice. Avoid allowing our valued and good traditions to be compromised and become who you want to be. Seniors, following traditions that we value and that are good is important. However, we must always look on traditions with a bit of skepticism. Following traditions is good at times. We could probably skip the tradition of seeing Austin Darling in a banana suit anytime, but we will miss that banana suit next year. But not all traditions are worth following. We have all heard of traditions in history and thought, that may not be a good idea to do something like that today. Which is really learning that at some point others had the common sense to do away with the tradition for one reason or another. Some traditions we no longer do because of a variety of reasons. No, we don't burn the M or the letter of the school we are going to play at homecoming week. Maybe we should. We've talked about it. We've definitely discussed it as in my time as principal. But the conversation always seems to circle back to the thought of setting a blaze on campus with flames 15 to 30 feet high on school grounds. And it's at that point we all think, what could go wrong? But we're still thinking about it. We're just trying to find the right place to do it. Anyway, I'm just saying that traditions need to be viewed with skepticism, you know, like the tradition of a senior prank. Or trying to be that one kid at graduation that does something crazy that makes you stand out at graduation so we never forget you. You know who I'm talking to. When I was a student, I was all in on things like senior pranks and having fun at graduation with maybe a beach ball, but now as principal, I'm just saying, I don't necessarily love those traditions, and my anxiety is as high just thinking of your creativity. But I gotta tell you, the windshield wipers, the hot dogs on the antennas, and the picture of that former GQ model was definitely a tradition. Definitely a tradition that needs consideration for future classes. Nice work. My second piece of advice for you this year is simple. It's try to push yourself beyond normal and follow your passion. If your passion is education, earn the highest degree you are able. If your passion is sports and exercise, push yourself as far as you can go. If your passion is working on cars, then become the best mechanic you can be. If your passion is construction, become the best construction worker around. If your passion is leadership and people, become the best leader you can be. You'll never regret investing in yourself. You'll never regret giving your best effort in everything you do, because being your best and giving your best is all anyone can ever ask of you. Again, congratulations to the class of 2023. At this time, I get the privilege of introducing our guest speaker. Our guest speaker, like all of our guest speakers in about the last decade, are from Ovid-Elsie High School. However, he didn't settle for being normal or being average when he was a student, and he didn't settle for being normal when he left here. He pushed himself and followed his passion for education and leadership. Please welcome a true marauder from the class of 1992, a 2022 Ovid-Elsie Hall of Fame inductee, and current president of Baker College of Muskegon, Dr. Aaron Mikey.
Well, there was some fabrication in that statement, but we'll talk about that later. Congratulations, Ovid-Elsie class of 2023. Before I begin, I'd ask that you stand up. I really want you to search the crowd for me. Look for your mom, dad, brothers, sisters, grandparents, significant others who are here and have supported you to this point in your life. Come on, stand up. You've been sitting a while. Look for your parents, look for those significant others. Think about what they've done for you, and please thank them at some point in time. You can keep standing or sit, it's up to you. Well, if you've done the math, you know I was here 31 years ago, and many of those same individuals you found in the stadium were here for me. While you might think their work is done, except for paying for college tuition, I will say my mom and dad, and actually my sister and my nieces and nephews are all here, and my brother-in-law, thank you for helping me find them. Beautiful head of hair, stands out, and I have hair envy. So, again, if you've done the math, they're here supporting me, and I'm 49. While not everyone is here for me who was here on graduation day, they're still supporting me and encouraging me on a regular basis. My wife and 2 sons, in fact, would be here, but my 11-year-old had a soccer game in Grand Haven today. Frankly, I'm really surprised my parents were here, because once you have grandkids, you find out who's most important, and it's not me. So many of you are probably wondering why I'm here today and why I'm speaking to you. So here's a little background on me. I'm a first-generation college graduate. I was not college-bound based on my academic performance. I went to college thinking I was going to play sports, and I was not concerned about the program that I was entering into. My OE GPA was below a 3.0. It was above a 2.0, but not much. I have my transcript here to prove it. And I will say, Mr. Nutter, if you're in the crowd, I did earn a D- in your physics class. And he pulled me out in the hallway to remind me of that when I was a senior. So based on statistics, it's really unpredicted that I would be standing here talking to you here today, let alone that I'd have an MBA and a PhD. I'm sure many of my fellow alumni are equally surprised. Some may even be up there saying, really, Aaron Mikey? Regardless of where you're at today, you should not let your past or current circumstances dictate your future. You alone have the ability to set goals for yourself, whether it's college, trade school, military, or right into workforce. You will need to be a lifelong learner. I would like to talk to you about 3 areas today, mostly from my time at Ovid-Elsie. Community friendships, dedication and hard work, and never forgetting where you came from. I spent 12 years earning my bachelor, MBA, and PhD. Yes, I spent as much time in higher education as I did in K-12. And I continue to learn every day. Many of the individuals that I supervise have been much older than me. I was a college president at 28 years old, and I supervised and collaborated with individuals well into their 60s. I trusted and respected them. Many of them would say my ability to listen and relate to almost anyone is my greatest skill. I often say I'm not the smartest person in the world. I know my transcript shows that. A lot of people roll their eyes, but many of my successes are because of listening to people, mostly my friends and colleagues. Just being open to actively listen makes people feel like you care for them. After all, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. This past fall, it was mentioned, I had the opportunity to participate in the OE Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. 29 of the 32 players, both student athletes, and all coaches were present 31 years after graduation. I believe that's the power of Ovid-Elsie, lifelong friendships. This school is small, but it allows for personal connections that will last forever. I still see it today, and I hope that it never leaves. Dedication and hard work. I believe that I've succeeded because of my work ethic. Sure, growing up in a working class family helped, but many of the individuals along the way encouraged and guided me. As a young person growing up in Ovid, I have a few examples. I started working at the Ovid Taco Villa when I was 14. Carolyn Hernandez hired me to wash dishes. Shortly after, I think it was probably because I asked a lot of questions, her and Josie Medina taught me how to cook. I really think it's because they made their refried beans and they wanted the young muscle to smash them. They were homemade, they were wonderful. They even eventually let me wait on tables. 2 other friends' dads were builders. Fred Dowell had Jerry, his son, and I tear off shingles and load them into a trailer. He also made sure that we picked everything up. And if Fred found a nail that was still in the grass, he would deduct our pay. His customers did not want a flat tire, or worse yet, a nail in their foot. Ed Thornton also hired me on occasion. He would send his son Craig through the school to grab some of his buddies, and we'd be tasked with carrying plywood and OSB to the job site. Usually it was a long, muddy hike, and it was considered training for football. We weren't allowed to use power tools because one winter Craig was working on the job alone with his dad and actually nailed himself through his glove to a 2x4. So that's why we got to carry the OSB. Playing sports also provided a lot of structure at Ovid-Elsie. We truly understood the value of work. Specifically in football, we ran green bays, 1000s, 880s, 660s, 440s, 220s, and a 10. If you missed a time, you ran it again. In some cases, Coach Cole would just run with us and beat us and make us run even if we made our time. This honor was given after a 3-hour practice, and we also had regimented activities on Tuesday and Wednesday that truly ensured that we would not lose our endurance during the game. So why do I tell you these stories? Along with my academic preparation at Ovid-Elsie, these are examples of experiences that shaped me. They allowed me to experience the old adage that showing up is 90%, but it made me realize that the remaining 10% can set you apart. Discipline, preparation, and endurance will give you more opportunities. Grit, tenacity, or to quote a Navy SEAL metaphor, embracing the suck will get you through almost anything life throws your way. The last is never forget where you came from and appreciate everything you have. I've met very few people who know where Ovid-Elsie is. I often joke it took 2 towns to make the school. But I do appreciate everything this community did for me, and I do not believe I would be where I am today without it. I remember a summer basketball camp at the high school. Youth would come in, and Mr. Forback brought in an MSU basketball player. That player proceeded to spit on the gym floor in front of many players. Mr. Forback walked up to him strongly, confidently, but respectfully, and said, "Please clean that up. This may not be much to you, but it's our gym, and you need to respect it." I have mentioned that I have had many mentors in my life. Unfortunately, a few have passed away. After a recent mentor passing away, I committed to making sure people who I think mentored me even though they might not think they were a mentor, know what they meant. I've been sending cards, pictures, text messages to connect with them, just to say thank you. As you have people who make a difference in your life's trajectory, do not wait. I have missed a few opportunities to say thank you because I thought it would be awkward. Do not allow this to happen to you. I'm a runner, more of a jogger now that I'm a little older, and I'm consistently comparing myself to the top runners. I have a friend that can run a 5-minute mile for a marathon. I read an article a few years ago, and it said if you can run 2 miles at any pace without stopping, you're better than 95% of the population. Life can be competitive, but unlike sports, where wins and losses are measured differently, losing or not getting something correct creates opportunities to learn and become better. They should be taken seriously, but they are not the end. Take it from a confident failure whose colleagues often ask, "What crazy idea did you come up with when you were on vacation, Aaron?" Please take risks, be bold, and grow. In conclusion, I know that we've had similar experiences to mine at OE. Okay, except the technology, cell phones, Instagram, Snapchat. Seriously, when I grew up in Ovid, we could dial the last 4 digits of our home phone number, and it would call our friend. When my colleague reviewed my speech, he said, "Aaron, that's because the phone lines didn't leave Ovid." In all seriousness, congratulations again to the Ovid-Elsie class of 2023. I know you'll do great things. Never forget where you came from, because it will allow you to appreciate what you do and where you go. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I'd like to start by thanking the families, guests, faculty, administrators, and our Board of Education. Thank you to the graduates for allowing us to share in this special ceremony. For the past 13 years, we've had the opportunity to watch many of you grow up before our eyes. We've celebrated your successes, lamented your setbacks, and even witnessed a tragedy that ended in triumph. Today, however, marks the end of your time here at Ovid-Elsie Schools. We look forward to what you will become and all the things you will achieve. I'd like to thank the families for sharing your children with us. It's been an honor to work with you to get us to today's celebration. We thank you for your trust and support. Graduates, as you leave here, we only ask that you don't forget where you came from, the values in which you were raised. I think we all agree we can't wait to see what you can do. Congratulations on getting here, and good luck in the future. Now for the important part. Families, friends, members of the Ovid-Elsie Board of Education, faculty, and distinguished guests, I'm honored to have the distinction and pleasure of introducing the graduating class of Ovid-Elsie High School. Those members of this class who have fulfilled the requirements for graduation as specified by the state of Michigan and the Board of Education of Ovid-Elsie area schools, and upon recommendation by the faculty, are entitled and shall be awarded diplomas symbolizing their attainment. It's my pleasure to introduce the persons representing the Board of Education who will be presenting the diplomas to our graduating seniors: Mr. Eric Jones, Ms. Brooke Woolley, Ms. Mary Thompson, and Mr. Kevin Nash. And now, on behalf of the faculty of Ovid-Elsie High School, I wish to present to the Board of Education of the Ovid-Elsie area schools and all who are witnessing this occasion, the graduating class of 2023.
Seniors, are we ready? All right, first up, Kevin Lay. Alexis Spitzley. Katie Arlene Lorio. Murphy Reese Alexa. Ella Powell. Austin Smith. Claire Wiktorowski. Carrie Martinez. Destiny Bain. Desiree May Bain. Kaya Longoria. Julian Mortier. Hannah Moore. Claire Thornton. Brooklyn Blell. McKenna Pierce. Isabella Loins. Kylie Millage. Hadley Bucantis. Riley Lewis. Kiana Irish. Emily Ladisky. Lolita Bono. Itziar Bustamante. Emily Harris. Ava Hampton. Emily Stinger. Alice Binyami. Samantha Good. Christina Rademacher Vine. Michaela Juderjohn. Harley Doloff. Chloe Bigelow. Kaya Kirka. Sydney Deniston. Abigail Pruitt. Caitlin Swender. Karina Custer. Gracie Elizabeth Schultz. Olivia Burt. Ashlyn Rose Partika. Luke Follett. Connor Davis. Elise Ladisky. Joey Knickerbocker. Parker Kip Scott. Lars Ostrander. Faith Catherine Blacker. Ruby Marie Sanford. Kayla Coates. Gabrielle Steele. Jaden Francis Mulder. Melina Diaz Blanco. Danilo Klikovitz. Alexis Nicole Roach. Levi Rubin. Natalie Levitt. Carly Johnson. Aiden Lutz. Matthew Whitaker. Ethan O'Brien. Justice Moore. Caden Chapko. Ryder Rulison. Nicholas Ocampo. Carter Clark. Austin Nemchek. Anthony Vanderlip. Kevin Richard Torrey II. Tobin Clark. Ryan Gavenda. Braden Miller. Colin Veith. Gunnar Barrett. Dustin Anderson. Hudson Winans. Nicholas Michael Long. Chase Klein. Connor Fitzpatrick. Austin Jordan. James Witchell. Annika Papava. Jordan Smith. Brecken Kirby. Braxton Stinger. Austin Darling. Drake Ritter. Cole Middleton. Logan Thompson. Cameron Tessman. Perrin Rash. Gage Warren Qualawag. Landon Stoneman. Carson Damon. Dadrian Lockwood. Bo Price. Justin Cole. Clay Wittenberg. Caitlin Kennedy. Madison Henley. Hunter Brock. Aiden Bowen. Hayden Pontac.
Hello, my name is Ella Powell, and I'm honored to stand before you today as a salutatorian of the class of 2023. To get to this point, it took a lot of hard work, determination, caffeine, and occasionally scrambling to submit an assignment at 11:59, 1 minute before the deadline. I also attribute my success to the exceptional faculty at Ovid-Elsie who have guided me and my fellow graduates along the way. They have helped me grow both academically and as a person. There are too many people who have had a profound impact on my life to name all of them. However, I would especially like to give thanks to Mr. Govenda, who taught me how to drive a TI-84, Dr. Faziani, who taught me that AP Lit is, well, pretty lit. Mrs. Bayshore, who taught me confidence both on and off the stage, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Powell, aka Mom and Dad, for their relentless support all these years. In addition, I would like to congratulate Alexa Spitzley and Murphy Alexa because I know how much work they have put in to get to where they are today. Reflecting on my time at Ovid-Elsie, I realized how many fond memories I've created over the years. I recall the excitement of homecoming spirit days in piecing together the most ridiculous, over-the-top outfits I could, or the thrill of doing a Kahoo. I hope that my fellow classmates will also be able to think back to their time at Ovid-Elsie and smile. Whether it was driving your tractor to school, creating projects in woodshop or art, performing in drama or band, or participating in robotics or athletics, this little school in the middle of a cornfield had a lot to offer. The memories we made and the lessons we learned will always be part of us no matter where life takes us from here. As Senor Nodarse would say, somos OE. We are OE. What does being OE mean? I think it means we're a community who cares. A group of individuals who come together in times of struggle. And most of all, being OE means being strong, resilient, and always, no matter the circumstances, willing and able to move forward. Regardless of how we chose to spend our time here, we, every single one of us, carry a part of this wonderful community with us in our journey forward. It is now time for the class of 2023 to expand our horizons and show the world what it means to be from OE. As we enter the next chapter of our lives, we may be experiencing a variety of emotions like hope, relief, uncertainty, and sadness. But it is important to know that while this may be an end, it is not the end. There are so many new opportunities ahead of us and far more memories to be made. As we follow our own paths, I encourage you to be authentic, kind, and resilient. I would like to conclude by congratulating each and every one of you. We made it. Graduates, please rise. 1, 2, 3.